Hello, everyone. I'm Matteo Gamberale, the same guy you saw so far. And I will be moderating this panel, which I think is very, very interesting. And we're talking about recruitment in Web3. So we're talking about how to recruit and what recruiting means in this decentralized world, in this Web3 space. And I have with me some of the best speakers of the day, and I would love them to introduce themselves, please.
Just turn it on.
There you go.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Elena. I'm owner of my recruitment agency. And about your question, I think every day, again and again, really. We work with IT guys, we work with gambling, betting, crypto, and of course, they're popular. It's young people who are so clever, so interesting. And of course, we will speak about this, and I wanted to say everything about this. Okay.
Okay, as far as I know, you were already here, so somebody knows you. But I will start with myself. My name is Andre. Nice to meet you. I'm the founder of Play to Learn to Earn protocol. So basically, this is my cup of tea because I try to recruit. I try to, but not just in the terms of HR agency, but in terms of the games. So. Yeah.
Got it. Very interesting.
Hello everyone, I'm Naveen. I'm one of the founders and CEO of a Layer 1 blockchain. And we have the whole technical team based out of Serbia, and we are constantly recruiting. So it's an interesting talk here.
Hello, my name is Klemen. Just like my other colleague, we are both co-founders of Bollies, which is a metacourt project that started with NFTs, and we're bringing closer like everything real life sports has to offer, but like in a digital way.
Thank you guys. So I will start with something that we all are facing in this space. So every single project that is building in the space is actually recruiting, right? It's something that doesn't really matter what you're doing. Either you're a Play to Earn, you're a DeFi project, you're a CX, whatever. I mean, single project in the space has to recruit. So I would like to know what is the biggest issue that you guys are facing when it comes to recruiting, right? So go ahead.
Okay, let me start answering, if you're okay with that. Okay, so basically how our project started, because everyone have a problem with recruitment. Everyone. And the problem is that people are actually not intending to learn. They're not intending to shift. So for example, if you have a Ruby developer or a C++ developer, they're like, okay, I'm fine. I have enough money. I have enough for a living. I'm not so interested in moving forward. I'm not so interested in going in Web 3.0. So that's how the main project was born from our side, because we understood that problem. So we actually work very closely with Elena, because she's the one who is actually finding it. That's her job, literally, and she's doing that the best of the people that I know, to find the guys who actually are willing to learn. But that's not something which is major. That's something which is minor today. So today people are more conformists. They're like, okay, what do I get together with salary, And when we're trying to say, okay, guys, but that's something different, that's something new, that's Web 3.0, you need to learn, you need to be responsible for the smart contracts that you're actually delivering. Everyone are like, okay, we are not so interested. So, that is the biggest issue today. As you said, the recruitment is actually the biggest issue today, because the project right now, they're what? You have a website, you have people who are doing it, and you have intellectual property. That's it. There is no factories anymore. So yeah, the people are the ones who are doing everything.
Totally agree.
Yes, but it's not so, because sometimes I'm listening about money, about offer for young people. But if you're so clever, you have 3, 4, maybe 5 offers, and it's the same. And the company think money is like enough, but unfortunately after that they start to think, what is different between these offers, and usually they start to think about ecology, about idea, about its office or not, about they wanted to be in Bali, and work with laptop, and of course they will choose someone who will be good for these young people. And of course, company need to think about it, because without this, you will be alone.
Yeah, sure. It's very, very
in
important.
your office.
Yeah, right? I would like to know what you guys think. What's the biggest issue that you're facing into?
I would agree with my co-speakers. Speaking from our experience, like there's a lot of people who DM you constantly, like every day you get tons of DMs. Hey, I can do this and that. I want to work for you. But I think the biggest problem is if they are willing to learn, if they are curious enough. So also, I don't know, me as a co-founder can learn from them. So that's the biggest challenge. And maybe when we are talking about like the best talent, maybe the people that know the most are not like the best fit for this part.
So I will agree to everyone, but I think the same thing, if you go forward, it was the same in Web 2.0. And we are in the early parts of Web 3.0, and I think the projects are coming very big, and Solidity, for example, and more people are reluctant to adopt it, but we need people who are good in Solidity, have some experience. Then again, Solana came with the Rust, and now you don't find Rust developers. Also from the people on the C level or the executive part, it has been always tough to get good people. I mean, it's not an easy part. And then again, it depends on what is the philosophy of the company, the co-founders, and the team, and it should also match. So I think it's very tough thing which you do.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree. So I just wanted to ask, and I know that you're from a recruitment agency, so it might be a question for you specifically, but I would love to know the experience of the guys as well. So how do you actually find the right people? Like you as a recruitment agency and you guys as as projects. So how do you actually find the right people?
It's a good question because it's so simple. You can use LinkedIn, GitHub, you can use in Serbia, of course, it's Infostud and wherever you want, and find it's not a big deal, really. I'm sorry about this, but how you hire these people, it's a little bit another problem. And of course, you need to start about your offer. And it's another generation. They was born with telephone, with gadget. They saw technologies. You need to be like them. And for my case, we celebrate birthday for one of my team. And I prepared for her present, and it was tattoo. Do you know a lot of companies who can do it? No, because I work with these people. I was born a little bit...
So you have to put yourself at the same level of...
Yes, and they will be with you because we do a great job. They learn all the time, again and again. And today, in my stand, in LenKeP, it's not someone, it's IT recruitment. Everyone, it's my team. And because of this, we love this job. And of course, if company will do the same, it will be a good result.
Totally agree with you. What about you guys? What's your experience on that?
Let me add on this. So we basically came from another part. So we started building games for developers. We built two things. So the first thing is the front end, where the developers are actually playing the games after their job. You just give them something interesting to play. And on the back end, we had AI who was actually skilling them. So he was looking how good they are. So basically, when you start playing, you say, okay, I'm a front-end developer, I'm a back-end developer. There is an interesting story, but if you want to speed up, let's say, the building of some house or something, you need to code. And that's how we got 160,000 skilled, tested developers in our database for other big clients. And the thing is that these guys, they love to do it. They love to play because, they're full of their coding on a daily basis, but after the work they want to play, and that gets interesting for them, and they get, so into those games, so they're actually playing for another 2 or 3 hours. So after we understood that point, we were like, okay, this is interesting, and now what should we do with those developers? Let's start learning them and transforming them in Web 3.0. So that was the idea. So now we spoke with a lot of L1 blockchains who said, okay, we're interested, but we are interested in paying for action, So there is some code within the game where the player developer actually done, and then he gets paid by L1, by foundation, by whatsoever. So that's how we transform them from basically from Web 2 to Web 3. That is the idea.
So look, I am totally interested as well as L1. We just started our public testnet a week ago, and we have already more than 150 master nodes. So all your development community can come and contribute to test the blockchain. It's always a plus.
Okay, so talking from a project standpoint, we actually took a look inward. So we took a look at our community and our loudest supporters or the most active supporters, and we chose them and had a trial period, see how they are responding, because in our opinion it's crucial to have someone who believes in your story, who's part of your story before even officially joining the team. So in our case, we found out this was the best move possible. We actually have, in my opinion, the best group of moderators. One of those is actually an entrepreneur and has 2 businesses run in the United States, but he spends 8 hours a day in our Discord talking to the community, helping them. So yeah, maybe that's when I said maybe the people that know the best are not the best fit for
he
for a
loves
company.
his stuff, and people will come to him. It's so nice.
Well, that's a great feedback, to be honest. I mean, the fact that we're talking about, the topic of the panel is young talent, right? I mean, I found myself with Zappy. We're hiring a lot. We're hiring, by the way. We're hiring a lot, and I found myself with a lot of applications from very young people, super young. I mean, that's something that you don't see in a lot of Web 2, Web 2 projects or Web 2 companies. So, what's your idea towards that? What do you think? Is age important, or is something that is completely unrelated to what the experience is actually? And yeah, please.
Completely unrelated. I know a guy. He's 19. And he's one of the best Web 3.0 developers that I know. So basically, if you don't know what to do with the project, you just call him, and he's doing his magic, and everything works. He's paid a ton shit of money, and that's fair. And I think he is eligible for being paid even more. So there is no question about age whatsoever. The biggest question is how to get those talents, how to find it. I mean, I suppose that among us sitting down here, there are some of them, but how to understand that they are the talents? How to understand that they're good? That they're diamonds? Those are the things that we focus on. And then LenKeP is actually focusing on solving those issues for the companies. That's why we are complementary, and that's why we're friends, and that's why we work together.
Yeah, and you need to be open-minded for this case, because you need to truly believe for this guy who is 20, and you will give him money, everything, and I wish everything will be perfect, and he don't want to come, but he want to come, he wanted to grow up, because they sometimes lose interesting. Of course, you have a risk in your business, but it's a future, and if you don't want to be in future, okay, it's not a big problem. You know, you need to be like a bank. Everything will be perfect. But if you wanted to be a little bit like one step for for your company, because they are so clever, they are so faster, they work with I don't know, Apple. It's like I cannot. It's like, you know, a photo and okay, change. Okay, I have. It's not so beautiful, you know, and it's amazing, you know. And if you hire this kind of person, if you truly believe, yes, of course you have a risk, but it will be a good result if you find your guys, you know, because they are amazing.
Yeah, totally agree with that. What's your thoughts on this, guys?
Sorry. Yeah, I agree. Age is just a number, and I think all of us here are young, because being young is all about creativity, curiosity, learning new stuff, and yeah, it doesn't matter if you are 30 or 19. You are welcome to this Web 3.0. Yeah.
So in the last, I agree, age is just a number, but I have another thought-provoking question. What about gender? 98% of the crypto Web 3.0 world is male-dominated. What do you think about the gender?
Okay, my team, please stand up. Woman,
There you
woman,
go.
woman.
Yeah.
Nice.
All of the
This
women.
requires an applause, huh, guys? Come on.
We help what we can do with this situation. Yes.
So we should work together, because we decided that we are hiring also on C-level. So we will be only hiring females as a chief investment officer, chief marketing officer, chief operations of everything. You know, we just hired Tiana as our director of marketing. So
Now you're my favorite company.
To be honest, in this particular question, I will be the bad guy, because I don't trust and I don't believe in that male, female. I don't really care. I believe in knowledge. So if you have, in some projects, we have women who are much better than men. You know, on the other ones, men are better. There is no difference, and it's not gender related. So as long as you're a good professional, I don't care. Are you white or black or brown or yellow or rose or whatsoever? What is your hairstyle? What is your gender? What is your, you know, what's your name or what's your age? You just must be professional. That's as simple as that. I mean, guys, today it's 21st century. You know, the domination between men and women, I think it was done in the 20th century.
You are super wrong, you know, because of statistics not on your side, unfortunately.
That's statistics. I mean,
fundamentally you're right. But my question is, why we have like less than 5% women participation in this Web 3.0?
because women are much more stable. So
We are all unstable here.
yes, we are. Let's be,
You're
That
let's,
makes
talking about
sense.
let's be honest. Bitcoin was 70 and now it's 20. We are fucking unstable, guys. Sorry for my French.
Okay, so you are saying about Bitcoin. I thought you were saying we're all mental unstable, you know?
Everyone in Web 3.0 currently are unstable. That's why we are not attracting women, because they want something stable. They want to have the, you know, everything. I mean, you have a lot of women who are ready to go in Web 3.0, and their number is enlarging. But if we're talking about gender, you know, it's just their cup of tea, and that's their choice.
All his team is female. Don't worry.
Now I understand.
Don't
it.
worry.
No, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm very proud of my team, no matter what the gender is, you know. I have a team of professionals, and that's the most important part.
That is all very, very interesting, guys. I mean, and funny, to be honest. And I totally agree with you. The fact that right now we're seeing this much of a difference, I think it has to be related to something, right? I mean, either the technology, which is still very, very complex, or they're very, very, you know, like focused on hiring men only, because there are companies that are actually thinking that, right? I mean, it's incredible to see that in 2022. It's like incredible, but there are actually companies who are thinking that. So, talking about the year that we are in, it's 2022, how do you see the future of recruitment? I mean, do you see something changing in the way you are actually approaching the new talents? You see a change in the kind of people that you're actually going to hire, or you see that this kind of a evolution will be on the same track?
First of all, when we started to discuss about this topic, we said about LinkedIn, GitHub, etc. But now my team also work with X-ray, with Boolean search. It's something more than usual HR who open the website and wait something like I don't know. 777, like they find someone. It's amazing information, but now we more technologies, and we work with community and recruitment. No, it's not like now we change something. People try to save old variants what work, but you need sometimes forgot about this. Do something more, and now we're here, and of course we will find new customers here, but also we will find a lot of good candidates, and it's so nice. Why HR not work like this? All my team here, we will know everyone here after 1 hour and it's so cool. And of course you need technology, and Andrew also said about how you need to learn new guys. Yes, they not ready to learn 1 year, but they ready to learn 3, 4 professional on 1 year.
So you think the funnel to actually recruit someone is going to stay like this, right? I mean, you think that you found the right structure for it, the right funnel for it, or you think it will evolve, it will change the way you actually find talent?
Everything we live in world will change every second. It's not impossible to be like we was yesterday. And of course, company, we discuss with company. We have one bank, and they pay a lot of money, and they don't understand why 2 guys, they did offer, and 2 guys not come for this company, and they go to the Web3 project, and because they bank, and they have old style, and they wanted to work with crypto, but they don't wanted to change something. They wanted to hire someone, and that's all. And it will be amazing result. But sorry guys, and when this guy first, they go to another company with Web3 in London, I said, bye-bye. And that's all.
Yeah, right.
Because if you don't want to change something, you will lose it.
Yeah. What do you think?
Just to add, yeah. So, listen, I mean, everything changes. Like 10 years ago, there was no Instagram. If you remember how we were studying at the universities, today I'm proud to know one professor who has his own IT company. And he's amazing, and he's doing a Web 3.0 project. And he's actually very good at it. So I think that in 10 years from now, you will have kids who are playing some play-to-earn games, already earning some money. Then they will go to the universities, maybe through Oculus, maybe online. We don't know where the turn will be. But at the end of the day, this process of basically recruitment, education, and everything, it will be combined since their early childhood. So when you start to go to school, you already will have some record. At the end of the day, when you will get employed, of course, the funnel which Elena is talking about won't be changed, because you always have some people going from one company to another company and everything. But if you are speaking about the youngsters, it will be completely different. It will be totally different, and we don't even know how that will be. But I suppose that like 15 or 20 years ago, drinking and driving was a thing, and now you have kids who think you're able to drink and drive. So I think like in 10, 15 years, kids will be like, okay, I get paid in euros or dollars, not bitcoins, not crypto. What do you mean? I need to go to the bank? I need to open my bank account? Really? You were doing that? Guys, you're so old. Now I just opened I open everything. I pass my KYC through my camera, and that's it. I got paid. You got paid by month, not by task, not by minute? What? You sure?
I totally agree with that view. And for our last question, I want it to be like an economic question. So, recruitment right now is like it can be very expensive, right? And you know it works not with you, of course. I mean, with the other recruitment agency. What do you see? And I'm talking about guys who are actually recruiting in the space. How do you see these expenses? They're too high for you guys. Do you think they're fair? How can we mitigate them?
I think it's never too expensive to put money in developing your team, being better, growing. If you know how to find the right people, like it's not really an expense.
So comparatively, if you hire a wrong person, it costs you much more than paying some of the experts to find you the right one. And it saves a lot of time and trouble. So why don't the experts do their job and we do our job, So I'm into that.
That's a good point. You want to add something from recruitment agency perspective?
No, yes, of course, because it's good time for said about it's expensive to work with young people, but if you and not you wanted to hire the best, but if you're the best, it's not so expensive for you. Unfortunately, it's work like this because young people wanted to be with young people, wanted to be in one community, and it can be cheaper because a lot of startups now, and these guys don't want to be like a part or something big. They wanted to have result now, and of course, startups don't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of great, amazing IT guys.
Totally agree with you. So, you want to add something?
Just to finish, I know that we're already out of time, but I think that hiring in HR, it's not an expense, it's an investment. And the companies who are not ready to invest in their own companies, they will be out of the game. And it will happen very soon. So as long as we speak here that hiring or new talents or new people in your company are expenses, no, you're out. So that's as simple as that. So let's start thinking of HR as an investment opportunity, rather CapEx or OpEx or whatsoever. So literally, you just need to calculate the ROI on the people that are going to bring you. And then, what is the cost of acquisition? What is the cost of recruitment? That's irrelevant.
I totally agree with you. And to finish, actually, what you said earlier, it is very, very interesting. So if you're hiring the wrong person, that's an expense, right? But hiring the right person is an investment. So totally agree with that.
Both of them, but you can misinvest.
Yes. Right.
So
you
just invest in the wrong field.
You can invest in Terra, right?
You see?
Okay, guys, we ran out of time. Thank you all for being here. It was a great panel,
Thank you, Matteo.
and I'm sure we'll see you around.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure being here.